Hello everyone. Today I will be discussing about Internet of Things hardware and software and some of its components, which are sensors, actuators, humidity sensors, Arduino, Raspberry Pi, TinyOS and more. Before digging into hardware, let me first tell you what is IoT. Simply saying, Internet of Things means that taking all the things in the world and connecting them to the internet. We all know about Alexa or Google Assistant. Both these technologies are a great example of IoT in our daily life. IoT devices are a combination of hardware and software. The set of devices or physical objects which are responsive in nature have the capability to retrieve data and follow the instructions is termed as IoT hardware. Microcontrollers is a component of hardware. The set of programs which enable the data collection, storage, processing, manipulating and instructing to and from IoT hardware components are called IoT software. The operating system is an example of IoT software. In the next slides, I will be discussing about some components of hardware and software in IoT. One of the most important component of IoT is sensor. A sensor is a transducer. Sensors are devices that respond to a physical stimuli such as heat, light, sound, pressure, magnetism, or a particular motion and transmits a resulting impulse as for measurement or operating a control. Sensors are devices embedded in ordinary objects or machines to make them smart. They can be divided into categories in terms of the physical phenomena they are intended to measure. IoT is bringing sensor users to a whole new level. As you can see in the picture, there are many types of IoT sensors and even greater number of applications and use cases. Like we have proximity sensor, infrared sensors, optical sensors and many more. The main function of these sensors is to collect the information which is used to measure and monitor many sources of data. Another type of transducer in IoT is actuators. In simple terms, an actuator operates in the reverse direction of a sensor. It takes an electrical input and turns it into a physical action. The quantity and the nature of input depend on the kind of energy to be converted and the function of the actuators. Some of the basic actuators are servo motors, DC motors, and relay. In a typical IoT system, a sensor may collect information and route to a control center where a decision is made and a corresponding command is sent back to the actuator in response to that sensed input. Here we have considered a scenario that a room has caught fire. Then, firstly, the temperature sensor will detect this rise in the temperature and it will send a signal to the control center about this rise in the temperature. Now that the control center has this signal, it will command the sprinkler, which is an actuator, to turn on and put out the flame. So this is basically a typical sensor to actuator flow. Now that we know what sensors are, let's understand humidity sensors. A humidity sensor is a device that detects and measures water vapor. Humidity is basically the ratio of moisture in the air to the highest amount of moisture at a particular air temperature. Humidity works by detecting the changes that alter electrical current or temperature in the air. The working principle of IoT Arduino wireless temperature humidity sensor is pretty straightforward. Wireless sensor will send a data packet after a user-defined interval. The data packet contains a sensor node ID, sensor type, device battery voltage, temperature readings, and humidity readings. On the Arduino side, we will write a short script which will decode this incoming data and will display the battery voltage, temperature values, and humidity values. In this setup, we will have one sensor, but the same script can be used to read hundreds sensors. Another important IoT sensor is the ultrasonic sensors. An ultrasonic sensor is an electronic device that measures the distance of a target object by emitting ultrasonic sound waves and converts the reflected sound into an electrical signal. In IoT, we mostly use proximity sensors and ultrasonic sensors. Proximity sensors detect the presence of nearby objects without physical contact and are normally used in robotics for collision avoidance. Now let's understand its working. As you can see in the image, there is a source and an object. Here the source is an ultrasonic sensor which has a transducer. It sends out a sound wave at a higher frequency which cannot be heard by humans. And when the sound wave hits the object, it returns back the wave called as the echo signal. In the source, the transducer acts as a microphone to receive and send ultrasonic sound. We can measure the distance of the object from the source by simply using the formula d is equals to half t cross c, where t is time and c is speed of sound. We can also measure the level of liquid in a tank by using this sensor. Likewise, temperature sensor. A temperature sensor is a device that is designed to measure the degree of hotness or coolness in an object. A temperature sensor is typically a thermocouple or resisting temperature detector that provides temperature measurement in a readable form through an electrical signal. There are many different types of temperature sensors available, and they all consist of two basic physical types. First one is contact sensor, in which they are in direct contact with the object. The second one is non-contact temperature sensors, in which they are not in direct contact with the object. Let's understand its working. The basic principle of working of temperature sensor is the voltage across the diode terminals. If the voltage increases, the temperature also rises, followed by a voltage drop between the transistor terminals of base and emitter in a diode. The given figure is a basic representation of how sensors are connected to the internet. Whether it be temperature sensor, proximity sensor, or any other sensor, they all are connected to some cloud, which is a backend to some database, which provides us where we can store all our data basically, and this then visualizes our data to the end user. Now I will be discussing about Arduino. Arduino is an open source electronics platform based on an easy to use hardware and software. The given figure is an Arduino board. Arduino boards are able to read inputs, light on a sensor, a finger on a button, or a Twitter message and turn it into an output, activating a monitor or publishing something online. You can tell your board what to do by sending a set of instructions to the microcontroller on the board. Arduino is an open source hardware platform that is used by many to build their projects. Arduino software is easy to use for beginners yet flexible enough for advanced users. The use of Arduino in IoT is Arduino IoT Cloud. Arduino IoT Cloud is an application that helps makers build objects connected in a quick, easy, and secure way. It is a fully integrated in the Arduino Create ecosystem. You will be able to generate a template code in Arduino IoT Cloud and then edit it and upload it to your board using the Arduino Web Editor. You can connect to multiple devices to each other and allow them to exchange real-time data. Based on what the user wants, an IoT application will require a few basic components. The figure below shows all these components. First one is the devices which are used to collect data or control something. Second is software, which defines the behavior of the hardware. Then comes the cloud application to store the data or remotely control the equipment. Like Arduino, Raspberry Pi is also hardware as well as software system. Raspberry Pi is the name of a series of a single board computers made by the Raspberry Pi Foundation. It is a UK charity that aims to educate people in computing and create easier access to computing education. Raspberry Pi is a low-cost credit card-sized computer that connects to a computer monitor or TV using HDMI and uses a standard keyboard and mouse. It is a capable little device that can enable people to explore computing and learn many languages from scratch like Python. Some of the uses of Raspberry Pi are that it can run a host of operating systems such as Linux, Android, Windows 10, IoT Core, etc. It can teach the people to code. It can be used as a desktop PC. You can make an FM radio or a global clock with it. You can think of Raspberry Pi as a low-cost little computer with programmable input-output pins where you can attach physical devices and sensors so you can prototype your dreams, a smart home for instance, all your own. Now that we know about some of the hardwares, let's discuss some of the softwares. Light iOS, Light OS. On May 20, 2015, Huawei released the IoT operating system named Light OS. Huawei Light OS is an IoT-oriented software platform integrating an IoT operating system and middleware. It is an open source operating system for IoT smart terminals. It supports ARM, x86 microcontrollers for different architectures. It is a lightweight with a kernel size of under 10 KB and consumes very little power. It can run on an AA battery for up to 5 years. It also allows for fast startups and connectivity is very secure. These capabilities make Huawei Light OS a simple yet powerful one-step software platform for developers, lowering barriers to entry for development and shortening time to market. Huawei Light OS provides an open API. Some of the features of Light OS are that it has smaller kernel size, lower power consumption, faster response, sensor frameworks, lower delay, high precision, and intelligent sensing. Connectivity engine, more protocols, wider connectivity. Operating engine, lighter frameworks, better performance in intelligent applications. Optimizes in performance, reduces power consumption by coordinating JS framework. Small sized ROM with low memory uses. Provides independent users space and application separation to ensure application security. Another IoT software is Riot OS. It is an open source embedded operating system. It is built for networked and memory constrained system. It targets on low power and IoT devices. It is an open source embedded operating system released under the GNU Lesser Generation Public License. It is written in ANSI C. It is based on a microkernel architecture. Some of its features are modularity. It can customize of the system's configuration. It has minimized kernel size. It is a tickless scheduler. It is straightforward interrupt handler. It supports various hardware vendors. It is reliable and has real-time features. It has zero latency interrupt handlers, minimum context switching times with thread priorities. It supports full multi-threading in C++. The last IoT software is TinyOS. TinyOS is a free open source operating system. It is designed for wireless sensor networks. It is an embedded operating system written in C language. There are two TinyOS design models. One is component-based models. Second one is event-based models. Component-based models uses simple functions are incorporated in components with clean interfaces, and in event-based models it interacts with outside by events. Some of the features of TinyOS are that it is completely non-blocking, programs are built out of software components, tasks are non-preemptive and run in FIFO order. Some of the uses of TinyOS are environmental monitoring. They are useful in monitoring air pollution, forest fire, in smart vehicles. Smart vehicles are autonomous and can be understood as a network of sensors. In smart cities, TinyOS is a viable solution for the low power sensor requirement of smart cities. And that would be all from my side. Thank you.